Howdy! In this video I'll go over how to make this simple DIY patio chair for your backyard or garden. I got the designs from Hand Built Outdoor Furniture, a book by Katie Jackson. Okay, so the first thing I did was cut the pieces for the apron to create the frame for the apron. And the side pieces would be 1 inch longer than the front and back piece. And once they are cut, you can just arrange them into the formation. Now I'm not using a perfectly flat workspace, which was troublesome, so I ended up clamping them down in order to pre-drill, counterbore, and set each point of this box. Now for slats, I had a larger piece of a 1x6 that I decided I would rip with a circular saw. And to do that I needed to take this piece of molding and secure it to itself with some clamps. And then I cut it with a circular saw and it became really good flatness. The last piece there I decided just to use the Western pole saw to finish it off to keep it from dropping on the ground, being a soft wood. For the slats, they all need to be 21 inches long, and to speed up my workflow, I just clamped a block of wood to the radial arm bench. And there you have it, 13 perfectly lengthed slats. Now I'll go ahead and space them evenly on the apron. Having a nice even spacing is key to making this part look good. The first and last slats, they're going to get 2 screws on each side because we want to keep the apron box from bending in either direction. All the other middle slats will just get 1 screw on each side. To help with placing that screw, I took a scrap piece of wood and I drilled a nice little hole in it that will allow me to put the punch through in order to quickly be able to eyeball and place that punch right on the right spot to help with the speed of the drilling. Ensure that all your slats are nice and flush before starting this process, and weigh them down so they don't move. For the drilling, counterboring, and screw driving, I had actually 3 different cordless drills, so I didn't have to move one piece from the other, which really helped with efficiency, and it was nice because the battery never ran out because I was only using one of them a third of the time. Now it's time to cut the legs. And these legs will reach all the way up to the front of the armrest because these are the front legs, and the back legs will go all the way up to the top of the backrest. Now I should have cut the backrest in a 1x6. I forgot and cut it in a 1x4. I didn't find much issue with this. As you'll see right here, I went ahead and traced out a little angle for the back leg to create a little bit more style from the top and bottom corners. With the 1x6, that would keep the point in the middle where it gets really narrow from being too thin. However, I don't feel like this was too thin after all. It would have perhaps been a little bit more neat looking if it was wider. After cutting these pieces, I went ahead and clamped them together. Because they were cut independently, there was a small variance, and I wanted to uniform them out with a little sanding. With those lines I drew earlier, the 15-inch lines, I go ahead and line up my apron box with that and make sure it's all square before drilling, counterboring, and driving screws. I measured out the distance for the stretchers just to be certain that nothing had changed on the chair. As it turned out, they were the same length as all the slats. Put them to the inside of the chair leg and a uniform distance from the ground. Each stretcher will get 2 screws on each side to keep them from turning. The armrest will have a special angle on the back side to go flush with the backrest. And when installing it, make sure it's nice and square to the backrest and front armrest, and secure it with 3 screws each. a chair is starting to take form here. And with the armrest attached, it'll even look better. I'm going to cut out a little space rectangle here for the backrest. And I should have used a different saw, but the coping saw worked quite well. And when drilling these holes, the combination square came in handy to finding the location of that arm support, and had to remove the armrest in order to get that back screw in next to the back support. The back slats are about inset a 1/16 of an inch from the back of the wood, and they each got 2 screws on each side, and there were 6 of them. And using a dowel, I was able to make some homemade plugs. I cut them right off with the coping saw just to ensure that I had enough dowel to go through the whole bench, and sanded them down to be nice and flush. And here we have it, a finished product, my beautiful chair, and a thing that I'm proud of. The only thing left to do is give it a stain. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a subscribe. I'll be doing more projects like this in the future. Thanks for watching.